Hello, so it is 9 o'clock in the morning and I am recording from Italia. I just want to show y'all how like nice my view is. So I'm like over the E-way and oh, it's just so nice. I recently realized my apartment in Beijing has very different water, and I was wondering, like, why does my hair feel different after washing it? And it felt just sick, and I didn't know what was the cause of my hair feeling so different. I then was like, okay, well, let me figure this out. I went to research, I went to science, and I tried to find some papers that deal with water hardness and how it affects our hair. So I ended up finding this paper, and it's called The Structural Implications of Water Hardness Metal Uptake by Human Hair. And that paper led me to a bunch of different papers. The paper that I found was called Scanning Electron Microscopy Study of Hair Shaft Changes Related to Hardness of Water. I thought it looked good if I didn't have on my glasses, and now I'm looking out the window, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so many colors. They just wanted to get really detailed images of the hair shaft, and they're specifically looking to see if there were any changes between using hard and soft water, and then how much calcium and magnesium are being left on the sample. So the reason why you would have calcium or magnesium on your hair is because you were using a very hard water, and as a result of you using this hard water, now you have this excess amount of the magnesium or the calcium on the hair because it was in the water. Just like your tongue gets red after drinking Kool-Aid. It's just that dye was in the Kool-Aid, so now it's on your tongue. What they found was that there is no statistical difference between the samples that use hard water versus the samples where they use soft water. So the actual structure of the hair looked very similar. However, what they found was that there was a difference between the amount of magnesium being deposited onto the hair. So the calcium, there was no significant change. And here you can see that there isn't much of a difference between the actual structure of the hair, but you can see these little salt looking things, and essentially that's all it is a salt sitting on the hair. And that's essentially all that I got from this paper. But I really want to go back to this paper that was written in 2011. Because the paper in 2011 was what really had me like, oh my goodness, who knew? They did studies on dyed hair and virgin hair. The first part of the paper, they actually just wanted to determine how much of the calcium or magnesium is being taken up by the virgin or the bleached hair. And they found that the virgin hair takes up about 2 times the amount of calcium and magnesium when using hard water versus soft water, but bleached hair takes up to 3 to 4 times more magnesium. After they looked at the amount of calcium and magnesium that was deposited in the bleached and virgin hair, they looked at 4 different parameters, and of those parameters, I want to look at 2. So I suggest that if you want to look at all 4, you go ahead and I definitely suggest that you read the paper, and I'll explain a little bit more why I feel that way at the end of this video. The tokens that I took from out of this paper was that virgin hair is more resistant to stretching and more resistant to breakage in the presence of hard water. If you have virgin hair, no color treatment, there is some benefit to using hard water based on this paper. I wanted to change the lighting. Okay, so the last point that I want to get at is the combability factor. What was found was bleached hair is more combable than virgin hair when dry. But in the presence of hard water, virgin hair can be just as combable as bleached hair. But then we look at the numbers for wet hair. Virgin hair is definitely more combable than bleached hair, but bleached hair can see an increase in its combability as a result of using hard water. The conclusion of this paper is that there are forces that are being introduced due to the increase in calcium and magnesium in our hair, and it's allowing for our hair to strengthen. So although I do feel a difference in my hair, that is not meaning that it is a negative thing or something that I should be like conscious about, or I should be like, oh my God, now my hair feels different. It may actually be some benefit to it. All the papers I would like to say though were done on Caucasian hair. One thing I want to bring awareness to is that there needs to be more research out there done for hair of people of color, so that we can be more aware of what our hair is doing and how our hair is being affected by different products. It is our duty as scientists, our duty as the generation of people who need to bring more productivity into the future and saying it's time. One thing with science is two different people can look at the same piece of literature and get a different conclusion than even what the writer himself wrote down. I really, really challenge you to challenge research, and I really, really challenge you to go out and look for answers to some of these questions that are being answered for others but aren't being answered for us. So thank you for watching and making it to the end. I hope to present to you all more science about just things that affect us on a daily basis. Hey, love you.